Hello class and welcome back. In this video we're going to write an application called display multiplication table that displays a table of the products of every combination of two integers from 1 through 10. So let's go ahead and open up Visual Studio. We're going to create a new project. It's going to be a console app. It's going to be called display multiplication table. I'm going to create a new one. And we're going to get rid of the starter code. We're going to be using system, using static system.console. We're going to have our class of display multiplication table. And we're going to have our main method of static void main. Have curly braces for its body. So let's go ahead and look at our instruction one more time. Every two integers from 1 through 10. So we're going to have a multiplication table of 1 through 10. And so we're going to have some integers. Now, after a little bit of research, I have found out, and I knew what they were the whole time, but I didn't know what they were called, that in a multiplication problem, you have something called a multiplicand, and then you're going to have something called a multiplier. So you're going to have those two parts of your multiplication table. Fantastic. I did not know what those were called. I hope you guys did, but I did not. So now what we're going to do is we are going to write a code that basically takes the numbers from 1 to 10. So we have our first part of our multiplication problem, our second part, and then we're going to have a constant integer, and we're going to call this something like cutoff. Make it all caps. Cutoff. And our cutoff is going to equal 10. So when we do this, we're going to need what's called a nested loop. So we're going to have a for loop, and in the for loop, the first outside loop is going to be our multiplicand. So as long as we're going to set our multiplicand equal to 1. And as long as our multiplicand, no, wrong one, multiplicand is less than or equal to our cutoff, we're going to continue with this for loop, and we're going to increase the multiplicand by 1 each time we go through this loop. Okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to, let's see, we are going to have a nested loop. So we're going to do a for loop inside of our initial loop. And this one is going to be for the multiplier. So as long as the multiplier is, we're going to set that to 0, or we're going to set that to 1. And as long as the multiplier is less than or equal to the cutoff, we're going to continue this for loop, and we're going to increase the multiplier each time we go through this loop. And so each time we go through this loop, in our multiplier, I don't know why I put a semicolon there, it does not need a semicolon. Each time we go through this second iteration of our loop, all we're going to do is multiply the multiplicand by the multiplier, and then we're going to post that inside of our loop. So we're going to do a write statement, and we're going to say something like, we're going to do the multiplicand, or multiplier, multiplied by the multiplicand, vice versa. And we're just going to write that out. We're going to do a space to kind of tell us how far down the number should go. Okay, so that's all we're doing for the for loop. That should be fine. Oh, we need a plus there. And let's run it and see what happens. Okay, so it is working. but our format needs a little help. So we need to come over to this for loop here, the second for loop, and let me think. We need to, let's see, for every, say every 10, we need to go down to the next line. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, up here in this first initial for loop, we're going to do a right line. Oh, and let's see if that works. Okay, it only did 11, 12. It only did that. Oh, the reason why is because I do not have a body around all this other stuff. So let's make it a body. Now we run it. All right, that's a little bit better. I can see a table starting to form, but we need to have something that kind of gives us a little bit more of a consistency here. Let's close out of that. And what we're going to do in this write statement is we're going to do a double quote. We're going to do open curly brace. We're going to put a 0, a comma, and a 5. We're going to close up that curly brace, close up the double quote. We're going to put a comma there. And that should work. So let's go ahead and run that one. Ah, much better. Okay, so now we have our multiplication table. Perfect. And all we did was just a few lines of code. Let me know if you have any questions with this. Honestly, I did not understand, I didn't know it was called the multiplicand until after I have looked at this exercise. So let me know if you have any questions, any issues completing it, and we'll see you in the next video. You guys have a great day.